Yo, yo, what is up?
Yo. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I am fabulous. Thank you so much for joining Black Cinema Now. We are so grateful to have you on, Kel.
For sure, for sure. I'm happy to be
Thank
here.
you so much. Well, just for
Yeah.
introduction's sake, my name is Neonna.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay. What's up, Neonna?
Well, thank you. Well, I want to jump right into it with you, if that's okay.
Let's get it.
Let's
Yeah.
get it. I like it. I like the energy already. So now, Kel, some of my most fondest memories growing up honestly include you, include seeing your face, include me watching all that. I mean, I literally grew up on that show. I got the shirt on right now.
I see you. I see you representing. Let's go, girl.
I mean, really, it just really just creates so much nostalgia for us. How does it feel knowing that you mean so much to so many people, and now being able to recreate that same nostalgia for new generations?
For me, it's such a blessing, to have the show come back. And I just want to say, first off, the fans brought the show back. They were on Facebook, they were on Twitter, Instagram saying, yo, we want to see more of all that. And for it to come back in such a major way with 8 very funny kids. And then to be producing on the show now with my brother Keenan, and also producing with the producers that produced me, when I was young, so this is awesome to be working with them. And I know what the kids are going through too. And, that's the way I can give them good advice. And so it's just been awesome. It's surreal. Yeah.
Amazing. And you have not aged a bit, mind you. I had to throw that in there.
Thank you.
Because,
appreciate it.
Wow, that flat don't crack.
Hey, got to stay right. Drinking water and tea with
I
ginger,
see you.
little ginger.
The raw. I see you with the raw. So now let's talk about the chemistry between you and Kenan Thompson, who you just brought up a moment ago.
Yeah.
The chemistry between the two of you was always so incredible to watch. So much fun. Were there times during filming, during working on all that, where the two of you would actually improvise or ad-lib your lines?
Oh yeah, all the time. What was really cool about the producers on the show and the writers on the show, they would let us go. So their only rule was do it right the way we wrote it once, and we get it in the can. And then after that, go bananas. Like and it was cool that they allowed 2 young actors to be able to improv and just have fun with it. So kudos to the writers and the producers for allowing us to do that, because a lot of our best work came out of that. Like, the iconic I put the screw in the tuna, that was literally me. That was me like improvising, I want to say about 10 or 15 takes, just trying to do it better than I did before, because I really wanted everybody laughing. I wanted all the way in the back of them like cracking up on every take. And we came out with some crazy stuff. Yeah.
So amazing. And you mentioned that he's the producer on the series that you're working on now. Are you two just as close as you were then?
Of course. Yeah, I'm on the West Coast, and of course he's in New York. But yeah, man, we're always talking. It's awesome. We're family man now. We're fathers and stuff like that. So we're always talking about we're talking about family mostly. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you have been a part of so many sketches. I mean, so many, too many to count. From
Thank you.
Just being a part of all that to the sketches that you and Keenan and Kel have been a part of and produced.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most memorable sketch, would you say?
On all that? Memorable.
All that, or just anything that you've worked on that you can remember that really stands out to you?
Oh man, so many. I mean, if you're talking about Nickelodeon, it's so many great memories from Aaliyah performing, on all that. Usher, when he was first coming out doing his thing, performing, and I'm into music so much, and all that really doesn't get the credit that they should, as far as like the guests that we got, because the guests were really like on some Soul Train type. Like, we got a lot of great people that came and promoted their album. So I really remember that. Like, that was just fun to me. Like the Christmas episode and Ron DMC came out with Jam Master Jay. You know what I mean? So it's just awesome moments like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So amazing. It's so amazing to
Yeah.
watch. And just kind of reminding myself of all of that and doing my research for our interview tonight, I, found myself watching some of the old episodes from like the
Cool.
90s growing up. And it was just like, man, you know what? This show was a little bit like woke even. Like it might have been before its time, it might have been a show that was just a bit before its time. But you guys are obviously you're doing an amazing job. There's a reboot now, so there's obviously a fan base for it.
Thank you. Yeah. The reboot has been doing very well. It's a new generation, so we're speaking to them. Nickelodeon always has done very well speaking to the generation at that point, in that time period. So we're always for the kids. So it's speaking to this generation now. So we put a lot of like TikTok stuff in there, social media stuff in there, and all that stuff in there.
I love
for the
that.
kids.
I love that.
Yeah.
And speaking of this new generation, and speaking of the reboot, even we at Black Cinema Now got a chance to speak with several of the cast members from your new show, All That, or from the reboot of All That, and
awesome.
they had nothing but amazing things to say about you. I mean,
that's cool.
So much love. What has the experience been like for you to come back and revisit your role?
It's been awesome. I mean, to come back, produce on the show as well, to be able to play these characters. I'm glad I still stayed working out and everything because my characters were very physical. And I remember the writers, and we were in the writers' room, and the writers were like, "Hey, yo, Kel, so we know you're producing on the show, but we would love for you to do like Coach Cretan and all that stuff." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I can still do it." They were like, "Can you still do it?" I'm like, "Yes, I can still do it." So it was fun. And I mean, we're going crazy with the stunts, still very physical as it was in the 90s. And what's cool about it is that in the 90s, we were playing teachers, so we were playing older than ourselves, so it still works, like, you know what I mean, playing these characters. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I love it. So Netflix, has released several of our favorite Black sitcoms. It's important to throw that in there. And you, my friends, have appeared in pretty much almost all of them, from Sister, The Parkers, Half and Half, The Game. Literally everything that they have brought back as a reboot, I have seen your face in every single one of them.
Oh, man.
So how amazing is it for your other roles to now be revisited on another streaming platform for everyone to watch and new fans to see?
Man, first of all, kudos and shout out to Netflix for doing this. I think it's awesome to bring those shows back in such a major way because we've all been wanting to watch them again. And then too, what's so awesome about it with me, I was on Nickelodeon, but I always wanted to play other characters and play in different genres and see where I could go with my craft. You know what I mean? And so it's awesome that people get to see that now. When they're streaming, because back then you had to wait to see it, and if you didn't watch it that night, you might have missed me on there. But it's really cool because I've been getting a lot of people hitting me up on Instagram because they're filming it and they're like, "Yo, Kel was on. He was on this too. He was on this too." So it's been really awesome, and to work with so many amazing executive producers, like Mara Brock-Akil, who's just amazing. Susan DePass, all these just amazing people, man. Stan Latham, the great director. So it's awesome that everybody gets to see the work from, these iconic, great Black actors and directors and producers that I got a chance to work with. And I have fun experiences and memories from each of those shows.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Especially, like I said, just being able to binge these shows and just being like, oh my God, you literally are appearing in every single show. It's crazy. The Parkers, I think, was probably my favorite role of all of them.
Shout out to Countess Vaughn, man. Countess needs to get back and do some stuff, man. I mean, she's so talented. We had fun with that character. Freddie Fabulous was a wild boy.
Love Freddie Fabulous. Oh, he was too
fabulous.
Okay, so now Kel, Game Shakers was also another recent Nickelodeon series that you appeared on.
Yeah.
For those who aren't too familiar with the show, with Game Shakers, can you talk a little about what the show entails, what it's about,
Yeah.
and your character? Talk a little bit
Oh,
about your character as well.
yeah. So Game Shakers was about game designers, right? And so young girls, which I thought was cool. Shout out to the women, women power. You know what I mean? So it was cool for young ladies to see that, and they would make these games, and I was like this hip hop mogul. I was a mix of like Kanye West and a whole bunch of stuff, and Coach Creedon, and they wanted me to help promote their games, and they did it unlawfully where they put my song in one of their first games, and it blew up, and I'm like, y'all can't do that, and they were like, well, why don't you own the company with us? And so in the Nickelodeon world, I owned this company, this company with 12-year-olds. And it was super fun. It was fun to play, a hip hop mogul. I got to rap on the show. I got to dance. I got to do very big concerts. It's kids today that do not, address me as Kel Mitchell. It's literally Double G. Yo,
Yeah.
rap for me, Double G. Where's your helicopter? Like, you know what I mean? It's so fun.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. It didn't even, I didn't even think about the fact that there are literally kids today who would not address you as Kel. They don't.
No.
They're
No.
like, who? They know
Yeah.
Double D. So that's so cool how you have been able to transcend generations. Like,
Yeah.
that is amazing. I grew up watching you, and now I have a child of my own who watches you. So this is amazing. Like,
That's
you're
cool.
doing so well. You're doing so well.
Oh, thank you, man. It's a blessing. Glory to God. That's all I got.
Absolutely. For
Yeah.
sure. So
Yeah.
over the years, I mean, we have seen many different sides of you. I mean, we have seen you grow and mature.
Mhm.
What would you say is responsible for this transformation that we've seen? Because you went from, I mean, doing comedy, doing your thing in that world, but there's just an inner peace about you that you sort of carry with you now. What would you
Yeah.
say is responsible for that?
Oh man, that is not all about me. Do you know what I mean? That it's we're all part of the same royal family, and I want them to see the joy of the Lord inside of me, and I want that for others. Being on both sides of the camera and being in this industry for such a long time, I got to see a lot. You know what I mean? So I got to really see the heart of men and the heart of women that are in this business and outside of this business. And, I wanted to make sure that I'm spreading that joy and that it's about them. So now when I go to work, it definitely do the job correctly, but also too, who can I pray for? Why am I meeting someone? I feel like you meet everybody for a reason, So I look at it in that way. And then I want to make sure that they have some type of joy and peace when they're speaking to me and they see the Lord through me. And I want to be very transparent. That's what it's about for me now. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you. No, thank you for being transparent even now and sharing that with us. That's beautiful, honestly.
Yeah.
Now, in saying that, you are actually a youth pastor for Spirit Food Christian Center, which is, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time where you felt like the world might not accept your decision to openly follow Christ the way that you do?
Woo, yeah. I fought with that a little bit because I was working in the church. So I was doing stage managed work in the church. I was in helps ministry. I wanted to help with the pastor, and then it was always a calling on me to preach, but it was kind of one of those things where I was like, well, I'm an actor. I'm in the business. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's something I want to do. But I was doing it anyway. I was doing motivational speaking. I was speaking to a lot of different kids and youth groups and juvie homes and things like that. And so the Lord was like really clear to me. He was just really clear, like, yo, this is what I want you to do. And he did not say, I don't want you to stop acting. He was like, I want you to do both because they need to hear it too, in the same way. So I was just like, okay, because he's like, I gave you this gift. I gave you this gift to make people laugh and entertain, and I also gave you the gift to bring people to me. So I want you to do both. And I was just like, I went to my wife and I'm like, babe, like, who else is doing this? And I wanted to like call somebody to see if there was another actor that was doing it. And she said, well, why not be the first, babe? Go ahead. Just do what you need to do. The Lord told you to do it, do it. And I'm like, all right. And that's what I've been doing ever since. So, and being an ambassador for Christ and not being ashamed about it. And it's been awesome, praying on set, people that you just meet, and just it's been awesome. And then all my kids in my church growing up and that I'm praying with, it's just awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so beautiful, and I'm really glad that you shared that with us, because it is important, especially if you're a believer, to just honor and obey the voice of God. When you
Amen. Hear
Him speaking to you, you just have to listen and just trust that the plan will fall into place. But first, obey. So.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that
Come
with
on
us.
Now.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
on now. Now, Kel, what would you say is the main focus of your youth ministry?
Oh man, faith in God. You know what I'm saying? That is our main thing. We want them to know that Christ lives in them. We want to let them know about the Holy Spirit. We want to let them know how to pray, how to effectively pray, right? That's our main thing. Growing up, because as the youth grow up, there's a lot of things that they're dealing with. I mean, we can see right now with everything that's going on in the world today. You would be surprised at how many kids are not receiving love, or not receiving love from their family members or, from friends and so when they know how the Lord feels about them and when they know how Christ feels about them, that unconditional love, that's what we're all about. You know what I mean? And that's what we want them to know. And that's what Spirit Food is about. That's why the name is called Spirit Food. Because, we have our nutrients and food we need for our body, but for our spirit, we need to make sure that we're feeding it every day and, protecting our kids every day. When they go out, wherever they are, they're protected. Yeah.
That's good. That's so good right there.
Yeah.
Where can we stream your service, or if you want us to be a part of it? Because I'm like, man, you got me fired up, low key. Like,
hey, man. Yeah.
So where do we go to tap into that?
Yeah. So you can go to spiritfood.org or spiritfood.com. That'll take you there too, to our website. And for the teens, we've been on IG. Right. So it's My Spirit Food. So at My Spirit Food, I do the sermons on there every Sunday. You can check us out. And then also on my page too, at I am Kel Mitchell, I send people over to my church's page as well. And then kelmitchell.com, you can also get everything. You'll get, the me doing my pastor work and also me doing my acting as well and producing as well, all this stuff. Yeah.
All right, kelmitchell.com. Perfect. Now, are you working on any passion projects right now or at the moment that you can share with us?
Yes, I can share. I'm working on a devotional book. So I'm super excited about that. This is my first book that I'm rolling out. So super excited writing that right now. It'll be ready for the holiday next year. So, but it came at such a good time because during this, pandemic, writing through it all has been great. And I'm super excited about this devotional. It's something that's going to get people motivated in the morning right before they go to do what they need to do. So I'm excited about that.
I need that.
Yeah. I'll send you a copy when it comes out. Yeah, definitely. That'd be fun. Yeah. And then I can't tell you about the other one, but I got a new series that's coming out. But I'm sure you'll hear about it in the next couple of weeks because they're gonna do a big announcement. So I'm super excited about that too. It's a blessing. Yeah.
Well, look at God. Not trying to be funny, but that's what you do in your life when you choose to obey, right?
Yay, come on now. Yeah.
For sure. This has been so amazing. So we actually have one fan question for you.
What? Okay. Let's do it.
All right. Well, this question is from Lamar Will. And he asked, how did it feel working on Mystery Men, being that it was your first film outside of Nickelodeon?
Was that my first? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Outside of Nickelodeon. It was amazing. I mean, I'm talking working with Ben Stiller, Janine Garofalo, Hank Azaria, all these like heavy hitters that during that time. And I just remember being, one of the black superheroes that were in there. And let's talk about that because I'm also a black superhero.
Yes, icon.
Shout out to my Mystery Man fan, because my Mystery Man fan remind people of that. And so I really want to do something with Invisible Boy, just to put it out there, because I think it'd be great. Like he's right up there with all those other great superhero characters, so it'd be fun. But that was definitely fun for me. I mean, who does not want to play a superhero? So that was fun to me. Yeah.
That's always going to be amazing. Your children will now always have that. So I think that
Yeah.
is so special. I think that's
Yeah.
so special. I actually have one more question for you, if that's okay.
Sure. Let's do it. Yeah.
Well, I just feel like giving each other our flowers is something that I'm seeing happening more and more now, to where we're giving each other our flowers now. We're honoring
Yeah.
each other right now while we're still here, just as
Yeah.
a way to say thank you or just show grace now. So with that being said, if you could give any soul person their flowers, famous or not famous, who would that person be for you and why?
Ooh, wow. Let me see. So many. I mean, if we're talking about, I guess my family members, like
Yeah.
definitely, definitely my parents, you know what I mean? But I do that all the time anyway. My beautiful wife, you know what I mean? But I do that anyway. But if you're talking about entertainment wise, who would I say? I would say Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Jamie Foxx. These are the guys that that I got a piece from. You know what I mean? As far as
Yeah.
like the creativity, and they really helped me just by me watching them. You know what I mean? Tommy Davidson, all of the In Living Color cast. Always be
Yeah.
So I feel you have to do that. You have to do that. And within these conversations, I love that you say that, give the flowers, because I think that when you meet people now, do that. Like that's what I do now. Like it's not like I'm trying to. Ain't no time to be cool and all that. Just like let them know, like I'm a fan. Like I love what you've done for me and what you've done for so many others. It's awesome. So I mean, the list could go on. There's so many people that I've met and I've worked with that have just been amazing and gave great advice. I mean, Will Smith gave me great advice as well too. Just in 10 minutes. I'm just talking to him, you know what I mean? So and that was crazy. So but yeah, just so many people, so many different people.
You
And
named
all my pastors.
and the pastors. You named a lot of living legends.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Well, this has been so special, so sweet. I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. We are grateful to chat with you tonight, Kel. You are amazing.
Hey, and continue doing what y'all doing. I like what you're doing. I've definitely seen the interviews. Y'all interviewed a lot of my different friends, and so yeah, shout out to y'all. Keep it going.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You all, please make sure that you're following Kel on Instagram. Follow all of his social media. Actually, where was it that you said that we could pretty much get all of our information? I think it was your website.
Yeah, kelmitchell.com. kelmitchell.com. Yeah, definitely.
There it is,
Yep.
kelmitchell.com. And you guys make sure that you're following me. You can follow us at Black Cinema Now, and I have my personal Instagram page over at HwoodGems. I'm hoping to see you there. Kel, until next time, my friends.
Hey, thank you. It's been a pleasure. God bless y'all.
Have a good night.
You too. Have a good one.